Anxiety is just attachment in disguise. Master this neurological interrupt sequence to regain composure when outcomes spiral beyond your control. You are about to learn how to do something that feels impossible. You are about to learn how to detach from an outcome in 60 seconds. Not through years of meditation. Not through philosophical acceptance that takes a lifetime to cultivate, but through a concrete neurological sequence. A reset switch for your emotional state. Right now, you are probably attached to dozens of outcomes without even realizing it. You are attached to getting that promotion. You are attached to them texting you back. You are attached to the project going perfectly. You are attached to being liked, being respected, being understood. And each of these attachments is a tiny hook in your psyche. A hook that someone else or some circumstance can pull at any moment to control your emotional state. When the outcome you are attached to seems likely, you feel good. When it seems threatened, you feel anxious. When it seems lost, you feel devastated. Your inner peace is held hostage by external events. This is not living. This is being puppeteered by the universe. And today, that ends. This is your training manual for emotional sovereignty. This is your guide to installing what I call the Detachment Protocol, a 60-second mental maneuver that severs the link between an external outcome and your internal peace. It is not about not caring. It is about caring from a place of freedom, not from a place of desperate need. Listen carefully. Your liberation is a sequence of thoughts away. Chapter 1. The anatomy of attachment, the hook in your mind. To detach, you must first see the hook. Attachment is not love. It is not commitment. It is not dedication. Attachment is need. It is the silent, desperate prayer that says, I need this to happen for me to be okay. That need is the hook. It embeds itself in your mind the moment you confuse a preference with a requirement. A preference sounds like this. I would like to get the promotion. It would be good for my career. A requirement sounds like this. I need to get the promotion. If I don't, I am a failure.
See the difference?
The first is a want. The second is an identity-level need. It ties your sense of self-worth to a specific, uncontrollable outcome. That is where the suffering is manufactured. Your brain does this automatically. It takes something you want and, through a process of repetitive fantasy and fear, upgrades it to something you need. You imagine getting the promotion, the celebration, the respect, the security. That fantasy feels so good that your nervous system begins to crave it as a certainty. Then, you imagine not getting it, the shame, the stagnation, the judgment. That fear feels so bad that your nervous system perceives it as a threat to your survival. Now, the promotion is no longer a possibility. It is a psychological lifeline.
You are attached.
This hook creates a specific, miserable state, anticipatory anxiety. You are living in the future, trying to control what is inherently uncontrollable. Your body is here, but your mind is in a hypothetical tomorrow, wrestling ghosts. The stress chemicals flow for a threat that does not yet exist. This is the core insanity of attachment. You pay the emotional cost of a negative outcome without the outcome even happening. You suffer in advance. Today, you learn to identify the hook. The moment you feel a sharp tug of anxiety about a future event, you must ask the defining question: have I turned a preference into a requirement? Be brutally honest. Is this something you want, or something you've convinced yourself you need to be whole? Your answer is the beginning of your freedom. Chapter 2. The 60-second protocol, the 3-step reset. The Detachment Protocol is an emergency drill for your psyche. You run it the moment you feel the hook set the surge of anxiety, the tight chest, the obsessive mental circling around an outcome. It has 3 steps, each taking roughly 20 seconds. You will do them in order, without deviation. Step 1, 0-20 seconds. The Sovereignty Declaration. You must speak out loud the following sentence. I am not my desired outcome. Say it now. I am not my desired outcome. This statement creates critical separation. It reminds you that your identity, your worth, your core self exists independently of any single event. The promotion is not you. The acceptance is not you. The win is not you. You are the consciousness that observes the desire for these things. By stating this aloud, you begin the process of withdrawing your sense of self from the hook. You are pulling your identity back from the edge of the cliff. Do not skip this step. The vibration of your own voice declaring your sovereignty is a neurological command. It tells your amygdala, the fear center, to stand down. The thing you want is external. You are internal. They are not the same.
Repeat it until you feel a slight shift.
I am not my desired outcome. Step 2, 20-40 seconds. The control inventory. Now, with the separation established, you conduct a ruthless audit of control. You ask, what in this situation do I actually control? Make a mental list. Be excruciatingly specific. You control your preparation. You control your effort. You control your attitude today. You control your next action. You control your breathing right now. That is your list. Now ask the second question. What do I not control? Make this list. You do not control the decision of the promotion committee. You do not control the mood of the person judging you. You do not control market conditions. You do not control another person's thoughts, feelings, or actions. You do not control chance, luck, or timing. This list is always longer. Always. The purpose of this step is to create crystal clear boundaries. It drains energy from the futile task of trying to control the uncontrollable and redirects it to the powerful domain of what you can actually influence. Yourself, your actions, your response. Your anxiety is a signal that you are focused on the wrong list. This step corrects your focus.
Step 3, 40-60 seconds, the action anchor.
You have declared sovereignty. You have clarified control. Now, you must ground that clarity in the physical world. You must take one small definitive action that is entirely within your sphere of control. This action must be taken immediately. It cannot be about manipulating the outcome. It must be about mastering your present moment. For example, if you are anxious about a meeting tomorrow, your action anchor is not to rehearse your talking points again. That is still outcome focused. Your action anchor is to stand up and stretch for 60 seconds, to drink a full glass of water, to write down 3 things you are grateful for that are unrelated to the meeting. You are anchoring yourself in the reality that you are a person who can act, regardless of the uncertainty of the future. You are proving to your nervous system that you are not paralyzed. You are in command of your body and your immediate environment. This action completes the circuit. It moves the energy of anxiety out of your mind and into a constructive physical deed. It signals that the protocol is over and you are back in the driver's seat of the present.
That is the complete 60-second reset.
Sovereignty, control, action. You will practice this today on small anxieties. The wait for an email, the worry about a comment. You will run the drill. You are building a neural pathway so that when the major hooks set the job, the relationship, the life-altering decision, you have a trench to run through. A sequence that leads you back to yourself. Chapter 3, Step 1, Deeper, the Art of Self-Containment. I am not my desired outcome. This is the foundational principle of emotional freedom. But your ego will fight it. Your ego is built on outcomes. It says, I am my success. I am my reputation. I am my relationship status. To detach, you must cultivate a sense of self that is independent of these transient things. This is self-containment. A self-contained person carries their worth within them. An uncontained person's worth is scattered across external validations, likes, titles, salaries, praise. When those external things are threatened, the uncontained person feels their entire self crumbling. The self-contained person feels a threat to their external world, but their core self remains intact, observing, ready to respond from a place of choice rather than panic. How do you build this? You practice non-identification. Start with small things. You tell a joke and no one laughs. The old uncontained you would think, I am not funny. I am awkward. The practicing you thinks, a joke I told did not land. That is data about the joke or the audience, not a verdict on my being. You send a work proposal and get critical feedback. The old you thinks, I am incompetent. The practicing you thinks, my proposal had flaws. I can improve the work. You are separating the event from the entity. You are the entity. The outcomes are events. They happen to you, around you, but they are not you. Your daily practice for this chapter is the mirror test. Each morning, look in the mirror and state 3 things you are that are independent of any outcome. I am resilient. I am curious. I am capable of effort. Use your own words, but they must describe permanent qualities, not temporary conditions. You are not promoted. You are disciplined. You are not loved by X. You are loving. This daily reinforcement builds the walls of your self-containment. It reminds you that you are a vessel of certain traits. What you pour into the world or effort, your integrity, your courage is what you control. What the world pours back in results, opinions, outcomes is information, not identity. The stronger your container, the less any single outcome can shake you. You begin to hold your peace inside, like water in a cup, no matter how turbulent the table becomes. Chapter 4, Step 2 Deeper, the 2-circle model of sanity. Step 2 of the protocol is about the control inventory. To master it, you need a permanent mental model. Imagine 2 circles. The inner circle is your circle of control.
It is very small.
It contains only one thing, you. Your thoughts, your actions, your attitudes, your efforts, your responses, your breath. That is it. The outer massive circle is your circle of concern. This contains everything else. Other people's opinions, the economy, the weather, traffic, your boss's mood, global politics, past events, future possibilities. Here is the fundamental mistake that creates all attachment. You spend your mental and emotional energy in the outer circle. You try to manage, predict, and control things in your circle of concern. This is the definition of insanity. It is exhausting, and it is impossible. It is like trying to control the wind by shouting at it. Sanity and power is the conscious, relentless refocusing of 100% of your energy into your circle of control. The promotion is in the outer circle. Your preparation is in the inner circle. The perfect first date is in the outer circle. Your authenticity and presence are in the inner circle. The stock market is in the outer circle. Your savings habits are in the inner circle. Your new mantra born from this model is, I invest in the inner circle. I observe the outer circle. When you find yourself anxious, you must draw the circles in your mind. Locate the source of your anxiety. Is it in the inner circle or the outer? If it is in the outer, and it almost always is, you have made an investment error. You have taken your precious energy or focus, your worry, your mental simulation, and invested it in a volatile, uncontrollable market. You must consciously withdraw that investment. You must pull every ounce of your attention back from that outer circle outcome and deposit it into an inner circle action. Instead of worrying about the promotion, outer, work on improving one specific skill, inner. Instead of agonizing over a reply text, outer, go for a walk and focus on your surroundings, inner. The two-circle model is your map back to power. It visually shows you where your agency truly lies. Stop trying to tend a garden that is not yours. Tend your own plot. That is all you can ever do, and it is always enough. Chapter 5. Step 3. Deeper ritualizing the anchor action. Step 3. The action anchor is what makes the protocol real. It transitions the mental work into the physical world. But not just any action will do. The action must be a ritual of reclamation. It must be a small symbolic deed that says to your psyche, I am here. I am in charge. The present moment is my domain. This action must have 3 qualities. Immediate. It can be done within 60 seconds, right where you are. Concrete. It is physical and sensory. You can feel it, see it, or hear it. Non-strategic. It cannot be a covert attempt to influence the outcome. It is for you alone. Develop your personal menu of anchor actions. Here are examples. The breath hold. Inhale deeply for 4 seconds. Hold for 7. Exhale slowly for 8. Do this 3 times. The 5 senses scan. Name one thing you can see, one you can touch, one you can smell, one you can taste. The posture reset. Stand up straight. Roll your shoulders back. Lift your chin and plant your feet firmly. Hold for 20 seconds. The gratitude flash. Name 3 simple, immediate things you are grateful for. The warmth of this mug. This quiet moment. My ability to see. The water ritual. Drink a full glass of cold water, slowly, focusing only on the sensation. Choose 3 that resonate with you. Practice them when you are not anxious. Make them familiar. Then, when you run the 60-second protocol, step 3 is not a search for what to do. It is the automatic execution of your chosen ritual. This ritual becomes a conditioned response. Over time, the simple act of beginning your breath sequence or standing up straight will trigger a neurological shift toward calm and control. You are building a biological shortcut back to presence. The action is the anchor that keeps your ship from being swept away by the storm of what if. It is you, planting your flag in the now. Chapter 6. Applying the protocol. Relationships and rejection. The deepest hooks are set by other people. The desire for their love, their approval, their presence. This is where the protocol faces its greatest test. You are attached to a specific person behaving in a specific way. Their indifference feels like annihilation. Their rejection feels like a verdict on your soul. Here is the brutal, freeing truth. You cannot control another human being. Not through love, not through need, not through perfection. Their thoughts, feelings, and choices reside firmly in their circle of control, not yours. Your attachment to their specific outcome is a guaranteed path to misery. When you feel the hook of relationship anxiety waiting for a text, analyzing a tone, fearing a breakup, run the protocol with these specific focal points. Sovereignty declaration. I am not their choice. My worth is not their decision to make. Say it until you believe it. Your value as a person is not a democracy where others get a vote. It is a fact of your existence. Control inventory. What do you control? You control your integrity. You control your communication. You control your boundaries. You control whether you show up as a loving, respectful person. You control your own life trajectory. What do you not control? You do not control their feelings. You do not control their attraction. You do not control their past wounds or their future decisions. You cannot make someone love you, respect you, or choose you. You can only be someone who is capable of love, respect, and making clear choices. Action anchor. Your action must be self-referential. It cannot be texting them again to check. It cannot be stalking their social media. Those are attempts to control the outer circle. Your anchor action must be an investment in your inner circle. Go for a run. Call a friend who values you. Work on a personal project. Cook yourself a good meal. You are demonstrating to yourself that your well-being is sourced from within, not from their attention. Detachment in love is not coldness. It is the highest form of respect. Respecting their autonomy and, more importantly, respecting your own peace enough not to hand its keys to another person. You love freely, not desperately. You offer without demanding a return. This is the only way to love without destroying yourself. Chapter 7. Applying the protocol, career and failure. Your career is a minefield of attachment. To goals, to titles, to recognition, to a specific trajectory. The corporate world is built on dangling outcomes in front of you to extract maximum effort and compliance. You must be the hardest to hook. When career anxiety strikes before a big presentation, after a missed promotion, when starting a risky venture on the protocol with this lens. Sovereignty declaration. I am not my resume. I am not my job title. I am not my last success or my last failure. Your profession is something you do. It is not who you are. You are the consciousness that engages in the work. Separate the actor from the role. Control inventory. What do you control? You control your skill development. You control your work ethic. You control the quality of your output today. You control your professional network. You control your willingness to learn. You control your financial preparedness. What do you not control? You do not control company politics. You do not control your boss's biases. You do not control market crashes. You do not control a client's irrational decision. You do not control being the chosen one among many qualified candidates. Action anchor. Your action must be a micro-improvement in your craft or a reinforcement of your security, not a frantic effort to fix the outcome. Update your portfolio. Take 30 minutes to learn a new software feature. Reach out to one contact in your network just to connect. Review your savings plan. You are anchoring in the truth that your career safety lies in your adaptability and your value, not in any single position or company. You detach from the specific job to attach to your own growing capability. A master craftsman is not attached to one piece of wood, he is attached to his skill with the chisel. Your skill is your chisel. Focus on sharpening it. The right piece of wood will come. Chapter 8. The daily detachment drill, making IT automatic. The protocol is for emergencies. But to prevent emergencies, you need a daily practice. You need to loosen the hooks before they set deep. This is the daily detachment drill, to be done each morning. It takes 5 minutes. Identify one attachment. Scan your mind. What is one outcome you are slightly overly invested in today? E.g., my team liking my idea in the 10 a.m. meeting. State it as a preference. Verbalize it as a pure preference. I would prefer if my team liked my idea. It would be helpful. State its opposite without flinching. Say the opposite outcome calmly. It is also possible they will not like my idea. That would be inconvenient, but it is a possibility. Declare your continuance. State who you will be regardless. Whether they like it or not, I will still be a person who generates ideas, learns from feedback, and contributes to my team. Choose an inner circle focus. Decide on one thing within your control to focus on for that event. My focus will be on presenting my idea clearly and with conviction. This drill does not make you apathetic. It makes you anti-fragile. It inoculates you against the shock of an undesired outcome by rehearsing it in a calm state. You are teaching your nervous system that all outcomes are survivable, that your core self remains intact. Do this every morning on one small attachment. It is like a vaccine for anxiety. A small, controlled exposure to the virus of uncertainty builds your psychological antibodies. Over time, you will find the big hooks cannot set because you have greased the pole every single day. Chapter 9: The difference between detachment and apathy. This is the critical distinction. Apathy is not caring. Detachment is caring deeply, but from a place of internal freedom rather than external desperation. The apathetic person says, "I don't care if we win or lose." The detached person says, "I care deeply about winning, and I will give everything I have to that end. But if we lose, my sense of self, my peace, and my worth will remain intact. I will grieve, learn, and begin again." Detachment is not the removal of desire. It is the removal of slavery to desire. You want things. You strive for things. You prefer things. That is the fire of life. But you do not chain your soul to them. You hold your desires in an open hand. You can look at the beautiful thing in your palm and say, "I love this," and I can let it go if I must. The closed hand, the clenched fist of attachment, is what causes the pain. It is not the object itself, it is the desperate clinging. Your goal is to be passionately engaged, but loosely held. Pour your heart into your work, but do not let your heart become the work. Love with your entire being, but do not make your being contingent on being loved in return. This is the razor's edge. This is the mastery. You will wobble. You will sometimes clench. That's okay. The protocol is there for when you do. The daily drill is there to improve your balance. You are not aiming for the cold stillness of a stone. You are aiming for the resilient flexibility of a bamboo tree, deeply rooted, yet able to sway violently in the storm without breaking. Chapter 10: The ultimate freedom becoming unhookable. This is the final stage. This is where you move from using the protocol as a repair tool to living in a state where few hooks can catch you in the first place. You become unhookable. This is achieved through one profound mental shift. You fall in love with the process, not the prize. The attached mind is obsessed with the destination, the promotion, the milestone, the accolade. The unhookable mind is obsessed with the quality of the journey, the craft, the growth, the daily discipline. When you love the process, every day is a success if you engaged in the process with integrity. The outcome becomes a byproduct, a piece of data, not the source of your joy. An unhookable person still sets goals, but the goal is not the source of their motivation. The goal is simply a direction to point their daily process. Their fuel is the act of doing the work itself. The writer who loves writing is unhookable from bestseller lists. The entrepreneur who loves building is unhookable from exit valuations. The partner who loves the act of loving is unhookable from specific gestures of reciprocation. To cultivate this, at the end of each day, ask not, "What did I achieve?" Ask, "How did I engage? Did I work with focus? Did I interact with kindness? Did I learn one thing? Did I face one fear?" Judge your day by the quality of your presence, not the proximity to a prize. When you do this, you realize you have everything you need to be happy right now, in this moment, simply by engaging fully with whatever is in front of you. The future loses its power to threaten you because you are no longer borrowing your happiness from it. You are generating it here, in the process of living. This is the ultimate detachment. It is not from outcomes, but from the illusion that outcomes are the source of your peace. Your peace is the source of your peace. Your engagement with the present is the source of your joy. Everything else is just weather. You are the sky. Vast, clear, unhooked, closing, your new default setting. The 60-second detachment protocol is now your emergency tool. The two-circle model is your map. The daily drill is your maintenance. Your new default setting is this: inner circle focus, outer circle release. From this moment forward, when you feel the pull of anxiety, you will not ask, "How do I control this outcome?" You will ask, "Where is my inner circle action?" You will invest your energy where it has power. You will observe the rest with curiosity, not with dread. Your worth is no longer on the table in any negotiation, any judgment, any result. It is sealed within you, a fact of your existence. You care, but you are not captive. You strive, but you are not enslaved. Your first practice begins now. Identify one small attachment you are holding today. Run the 60-second protocol. Feel the space open up. That space is your freedom. That space is your power. Live in that space. The world will try to hook you 1,000 times a day. Let it try. You are no longer bite. You are the ocean, and hooks pass through you without catching on anything solid. You are free. Now, act like it.